Have you ever wondered if there are still dinosaurs living among us? Well, what if I told you there is an animal that survived the asteroid and has been prowling our planet for millions of years, largely unchanged? This incredible survivor is the American alligator, a true icon of the wild, a direct link to a prehistoric world, a living fossil swimming silently in rivers and swamps today. From their armored skin to their bone-crushing bite, alligators are nature's enduring design. You probably picture a formidable predator, and you'd be right. But there's more than teeth and tails. They show unique social behaviors, dedicated parenting skills, and surprising intelligence. Masters of their environment, they shape landscapes that help countless other species. We'll peel back myth and fear and reveal the alligator as magnificent, ancient, and essential. They belong to the crocodilians, around for over 200 million years, ancestors that saw dinosaurs rise and fall. Today they thrive in places like the Florida Everglades and the Louisiana bayous. Their adaptability makes them champions of survival. The first thing you notice about an alligator is its incredible skin. It's not just skin, it's a suit of armor. This tough, leathery hide is covered in bony plates called scutes. They act like a shield, protecting the alligator from rivals and the occasional brave prey that fights back. The coloration is a work of art in camouflage. Dark, olive green, brown, nearly black, blending with murky waters and shaded banks. This makes them virtually invisible to unsuspecting birds and mammals approaching the water's edge. Its body is built long and low for stability and stealth. The most powerful part is its massive, muscular tail, flattened vertically like a giant rudder. It propels the alligator with a sinuous, side-to-side motion. The tail is also a formidable weapon, and a fat storage unit for lean times. Their legs are short and stout but effective. Webbed feet navigate muddy bottoms and make powerful strokes in the water. Then there's the famous head and iconic smile, a broad U-shaped alligator snout, versus the crocodile's narrower V-shaped snout. That wide jaw is powered by enormous biting muscles. It can crush turtle shells and even bone with ease. Inside that mouth, around 80 cone-shaped teeth. They don't chew, they grip and tear. If a tooth breaks or falls out, another grows in to replace it. Thousands over a lifetime. Eyes, ears, and nostrils all on top let them float almost submerged, see, hear, and breathe while hidden. A nictitating membrane protects the eye underwater, and a reflective tapetum makes their eyes glow at night. Alligators are creatures of warmth and water, tied to freshwater wetlands. The American alligators range: coastal plains of North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, eastern Texas, and southeastern Oklahoma. Florida is a true hotspot, over 1 million alligators. Louisiana is another, over 1 million. They are not ocean-goers. Their world is fresh water. Slow-moving rivers, murky swamps, quiet marshes, tranquil lakes and ponds. They prefer shallow waters with lily pads and sawgrass for cover, perfect for hunting and nesting. Alligators are ectothermic. Cold-blooded, they rely on external heat to regulate their bodies. In colder months, their metabolism slows into brumation. They dig dens or gator holes into muddy banks, sometimes 20 feet long. If water is about to freeze, an alligator will leave its snout above the surface to breathe. There's another, much rarer species, the Chinese alligator, found only along a small stretch of the Yangtze River. Critically endangered and much smaller than American alligators, they face intense pressure from habitat loss and development. The Chinese alligator's plight shows how fragile these ancient animals can be. For the American alligator, conservation has been a huge success. Populations recovered, and they're secure in many wetlands today. When we talk about alligator size, it's a tale of two genders. The male, or bull, alligators are the true giants of the swamp. A typical adult male American alligator will measure between 11 and 13 feet long, about the length of a small family car. There are credible records of bull alligators reaching over 14 or even 15 feet. Imagine an animal longer than 3 tall adults lying end to end. Some of the largest males tip the scales at close to 1,000 pounds, half a ton. Female alligators are considerably smaller and more slender. A mature female typically reaches about 8 to 9 feet. They usually peak at around 200 to 250 pounds. This size difference, known as sexual dimorphism, plays a role in mating and social structure, with larger males often dominating the best territories. Of course, they don't start out this big. Hatchlings are only 6 to 8 inches long. They look like miniature versions of their parents, often with bright stripes for camouflage. During their first few years, they grow relatively quickly, about a foot per year, if they can find enough food and avoid becoming food themselves. Alligators grow throughout their lives, so the biggest individuals are also the oldest, veterans of the swamp that have survived for many decades. Alligators are the undisputed apex predators of their freshwater world, and their diet is as varied as the habitats they occupy. They are strictly carnivorous and opportunistic. They eat what's abundant and easiest to catch: fish, turtles, snakes, herons, egrets, and mammals like raccoon, deer, and wild hog. Ambush predators, floating silently with only eyes and nostrils above water, waiting, sometimes for hours. Then explode with astonishing speed, clamp down with powerful jaws, and drag the victim into the water to drown it. They can't chew, so they use a death roll, spinning to tear off chunks. Small prey are swallowed whole. Their digestion handles bone, fur, shells, and they swallow stones or gastroliths to help grind food. Young alligators eat much smaller prey: insects, spiders, snails, small fish, frogs, and tadpoles. They're vulnerable to large fish, wading birds, raccoons, and larger alligators. As they grow, their diet shifts from insects to fish to large mammals. First, a living fossil. The lineage is ancient, stretching back over 200 million years. Their ancestors walked alongside dinosaurs. The basic body plan has changed very little in the last 8 million years. Second, a tooth factory. About 80 teeth at once, thousands replaced over a lifetime. Third, the gender bender. Nest temperature sets sex. Warmer, above 90 Fahrenheit, tends to produce males. Cooler, below 86, produces females. In between can yield a mix. Fourth, a gentle mother's mouth. She ferries dozens of babies from nest to water. Fifth, they are talkative. The most vocal reptiles, from hatchling yelps to deep mating bellows that make the water dance. Sixth, a built-in third eyelid protects eyes while seeing underwater, like natural goggles. Seventh, engineers of the ecosystem. Gator holes hold life-sustaining water in the dry season. Eighth, a super strong bite, up to 3,000 psi, but weak opening muscles. A person can hold a mouth shut. Never try this. Ninth, they can live for decades. 30 to 50 in the wild, 70 plus in human care. 10th, a powerful heart. A 4-chambered design, unusual for reptiles, supporting quick bursts and long submergence. Efficient oxygen circulation helps them stay underwater for extended periods. The life of an alligator is dictated by the changing seasons, a slow rhythm of survival and renewal. As spring warms the wetlands, mating season begins. Deep, rumbling bellows establish territory and call to females. Males raise their heads, slap water with their snouts, and create a spectacle. After courtship, the female builds a large mound nest with vegetation, mud, sticks, and debris, several feet high and up to 10 feet across. Inside, she lays 20 to 50 hard-shelled eggs. Decaying plant matter generates heat to incubate them. She guards for about 65 days, fiercely defending against raccoons and large snakes. Near hatching, high-pitched yelps come from the eggs. The mother excavates, even helping babies break free. She carries tiny 8-inch hatchlings to water, group by group. For a year or two, the young, a pod, stay close to mom. Mortality is high. Wading birds, big fish, raccoons, and adult males take many. Survivors disperse to seek territory and continue the cycle. The ancient rhythm carries on across the wetlands. As human communities have expanded into the southeast, we've increasingly become neighbors with alligators. Sharing space with a powerful predator requires knowledge, caution, and respect. Parks and wildlife agencies in places like Florida and Louisiana educate the public. The most important rule is simple: Never feed a wild alligator. Feeding makes them associate people with food, erodes wariness, and can end with the animal euthanized. Be cautious at dusk and dawn. Keep pets leashed and away from shorelines, and avoid dense bank vegetation where gators rest and hide. Dispose of fish scraps in trash, not in the water. Alligators are a keystone species. Their impact is outsized. By digging gator holes, they create oases in dry times, supporting fish, frogs, turtles, insects, and attracting birds and mammals. As apex predators, they keep prey populations in check, even eating invasive nutria, and clean up carrion, reducing disease. Conservation laws, national parks, and wildlife refuges protect habitat while letting people observe safely. Not monsters to fear, but ancient survivors to admire. Living ties to a prehistoric past and guardians of the swamp. Protect wetlands, and we preserve the web of life they support.